Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing another great roller coaster. This is of the Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I'm going to be reviewing it, but first let's start with statistics. This coaster opened back in May 8th of 1999. It is manufactured by Premier Rides, has a height of 78.8 feet, really, but I'm rounding it to 79 feet. And its speed is 60 miles per hour, length of 2,705 feet, G-force of 4.5, duration of 56 seconds, so it's a pretty short ride, and has 4 inversions to go along with it. So, I walked by this coaster, I was expecting it to be one of the craziest rides I've ever been. However, I was a tad let down by this one. Not really let down, but it was more like, it wasn't as good as I was expecting. But, I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It was pretty intense, especially towards the end. It got pretty intense. It was nice getting to ride a Premier Ride spaghetti roller coaster because I've never ridden anything like this, except maybe things like Rock and Roller Coaster or Disney's Hollywood Studios, which in this case it did remind me a bit of Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios. But except this thing is outdoors and Rock and Roller Coaster is indoors. However, I do prefer Rock and Roller Coaster over Joker's Jinx, believe it or not. I thought Rock and Roller Coaster was just overall better. It seemed like it had a better pace, even though it's by Vekoma. I don't know. I just need to ride this again. I only got one ride on it. I wanted to get on more rides, but I only really got one ride on it. And I enjoyed it. It was pretty smooth overall. It was a smooth ride. I didn't really notice there to be much like jerkiness or anything. It was just had kind of a small rattle, so it wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was comfortable because there was no over shoulder strain, so you didn't get any headbanging, but it wasn't rough. But it wasn't the smoothest. The Rides is known for making some pretty smooth ones, but this wasn't perfectly smooth. But I wasn't expecting it to be perfectly smooth because this is an older coaster built by Premier Rides. But it's definitely a good ride for sure. So I'm gonna start off with rides. So first up, you go into the entrance, very beautiful entrance. Then you go into the station. The restraint system is kind of weird. I didn't think it would have like a seatbelt beforehand. Probably because I rode Revenge of the Mummy before this one, and Revenge of the Mummy does not have a seatbelt. But I think this one goes upside down, but the Mummy does not go upside down, so I'm pretty sure that's why it doesn't have a seatbelt. I don't know. But yeah, this one does have seatbelts, which is weird. It also features a lap bar. Which the lap bar is not bad at all. I actually do really, I'm fine with the lap bar. I don't have any problems with it. Then you launch out of the station, which this launch will catch you off guard. And inside the tunnel, it is extremely loud. I was really impressed with this part. This was probably my favorite part of the whole ride, was this launch. I was a big fan of the launch. Not my favorite launch. My favorite launch is Rock and Roller Coaster's launch at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Like, I keep comparing this one to Rock and Roller Coaster, but I mean, this launch is pretty fantastic, I have to admit. And then afterwards, you'll enter the first version, which is the Cobra Roll, which I think that's where you pull the 4.5 Gs. I mean, I didn't really remember much from this one, even though I came here less than a year ago, Six Flags America. Joker Shakes I didn't really remember as well as the others, like Superman Rise Steel or Batwing. But I definitely do remember my ride on Joker Shakes. But yeah, I remember the Cobra Roll being pretty intense. So yeah, go through that Cobra Roll. It wasn't really jerky, I think it was a nice Cobra Roll. Then you enter like a Sidewinder element. It's a nice element, and then you go through some weird turns, which is where kind of the pacing gets a little bit slow. Now, as a favor, you're actually going to roll back at one point, because this coaster has had 2 incidents where it's been stuck at this part for like 4 hours. I'm glad it did not happen. And then you go through some weird tunnel thing. I don't know why it's there, but I just found that was probably the funniest part of the whole ride, was just that thing. And then you go through, this is where the pacing just gets better. You start going down a little spiral, just kind of spiraling down, and then you go through like a right turn, and that transition is very well done. Very well done transition, and you bank to the right really like swiftly and fast. Then you go like swift to the left again, and you're like on the ground, like you were getting on the ground, like really close to the ground. Then you enter the final corkscrew, and that caught me off guard. I was very impressed with this. The corkscrew definitely caught me by surprise. Then you enter through a little pop of airtime into the final breaks. So yeah, Joker's Jinx definitely is a fun ride. So overall, what do I think of Joker's Jinx? I do think it is pretty good overall. Is it my favorite coaster in the park? Probably not. I wouldn't even say it's top 3, but it is just a fun ride overall. I was a bit let down by it with the pacing, and I didn't think the pacing was the greatest, and it wasn't as intense as I was expecting, but I still had a great time riding it. So for its final score, I'm giving Joker's Jinx a 7.5 out of 10, which I think is a pretty reasonable score for this roller coaster. I definitely recommend it if you go to Six Flags America. I did really enjoy it, but it's not my favorite roller coaster I've ever ridden, and I think that's one of the problems. I was expecting it to be much better than it actually was. I do definitely prefer Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios more than Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America. But that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Hit me up in the comments below about your opinions on this. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and reviews and other stuff in general. Also, check out the social media link, which will be in the description below. Catch y'all next time. Have a theme-tacular day.